Shootout outside New York City. The mayor now calling it a targeted hate crime. You can see the two gunmen, a man and a woman, and then panic in the streets as they head into a market, killing 3 inside and killing a police detective too. And tonight, the anti-Semitic and anti-police writings now discovered. The storm slamming the east, heavy snow and ice, a truck sliding right into Lake Michigan. And behind it all, temperatures now plummeting. Rob timing it out. The battle on the Hill tonight after the Inspector General's report determined no deep state, no spying on the Trump campaign, contradicting President Trump. Tonight, the grilling on the Hill. The IG acknowledging his report does not vindicate anyone. The toddler in her grandfather's arms who fell from a cruise ship window and died. Tonight, the family taking action of its own. New fury tonight involving Harvey Weinstein hobbling into court today. While outside court, the $47 million settlement for several accusers. And reports Weinstein will not have to pay for it himself or admit any wrongdoing. The plane crashing into a neighborhood, landing in the street, hitting several cars. How secure is your home surveillance? A woman claiming someone hacked into her security camera. You could hear his voice and his claim that he could see her.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on this Wednesday night. And we begin tonight with the chilling new surveillance of what authorities are now calling a targeted and deadly attack just outside New York City. The mayor calling it a hate crime. Police are now looking closely at this surveillance video tonight. The two gunmen, a man and a woman, getting out of a van, crossing the street there, opening fire inside that kosher grocery store. 3 people were killed inside. A police detective had been killed right before. Police arriving quickly, and then SWAT teams. The firefight went on for hours. Bystanders running away from the danger, and tonight we are learning more here about the suspects. The pipe bomb that was found in a stolen U-Haul that day, and the anti-police, anti-Semitic writings online. ABC's Adrian Bankert leads us off from Jersey City.
Tonight we have chilling surveillance video that captures the horror at that kosher market in New Jersey in what police say was a targeted attack. Both suspects slowly emerging from a stolen U-Haul van before one of them aims a high-powered rifle at the store and opens fire.
There were multiple other people on the street, so there were many other targets available to them that they bypassed to attack that place. So it was clearly that was their target, and they intended to harm people inside.
Police say the two gunned down the owner, Mindy Ferenz, a mother of 5, and employee Miguel Douglas, and customer Moishe Deutsch.
A few hundred bullets went into a body of a 24-year-old child. How can we, as a community, as people, bear that?
One person in the market was injured but survived the hail of bullets that terrorized Jersey City for hours yesterday. The suspects killed in the gun battle identified tonight as 50-year-old Francine Graham and 47-year-old David Anderson. Sources tell ABC News that Anderson recently made anti-Semitic posts online. It all started when Detective Joe Seals, investigating the murder of an Uber driver, encountered the suspects at this cemetery. Police say they killed the officer, a father of 5, driving a mile to that Jewish market at just after noon. For more than 3 hours in a standoff with heavily armed officers.
Sound like we were at war. That's what it sounds. They sound like Desert Storm out here, like we were at war.
In the end, police ramming the store with an armored truck, the bodies of the suspects and the victims found inside. Authorities did recover a pipe bomb and religious writings from that stolen U-Haul. The suspects believed to be members of the Black Israelites, considered by the FBI to be a domestic terror group known for anti-Jewish and anti-police views.
There is no question that this is a hate crime.
Police now pointing to the bravery of the officers who contained the violence, including 2 patrolmen first at the scene and wounded.
Yesterday could have been far deadlier. And the reason it was not is due to the heroism of the men and women of the Jersey City Police Department.
And Adrian Bankert back with us again tonight from outside that market. And Adrian, I know you're learning more about the suspects tonight.
Yes, so one of those suspects, David Anderson, had a history of criminal offenses, including weapons charges. Now, we know that tonight 2 of those innocent victims will be laid to rest. They'll also hold a vigil for all of the victims at the cemetery where Detective Seals was murdered. Meanwhile, the kosher market behind us here, the scene of those merciless killings, boarded up. David.
Adrian Bankert leading us off tonight. Adrian, thank you. And we move on now to the major storm in the east and bitter cold right behind it for much of the country. Firefighters near Buffalo, New York, battling a house fire in the snow. And look at this in Chicago. Assault truck sliding backward right into Lake Michigan. 2 crew members inside escaping just in time. Now the major temperature swing. Senior meteorologist Rob Marciano tracking it all for us again tonight. Hey, Rob.
Hi, David. That front finally into the Atlantic, and here comes that cold air pouring in behind it. Lake effect snow machine is cranking. We even have snow squall warnings up into Vermont, much of New York as well, Lee of Ontario, and Erie, and winter storm warnings for parts of northern Michigan. But the cold air is the big story. Into the deep south tomorrow morning, wind chills will be below freezing in Atlanta and Birmingham, 12 in New York, 8 in Boston. Will feel like -3 in Minneapolis. But the next storm up is going to bring more in the way of warm air. Look at this on Friday. Heavier rain across the East Coast again. Warming up, the backside of this will be cold, but it will be a mess on Saturday from D.C., New York, and into Boston. David?
Rob Marciano with us. Rob, thanks as always. And now to the battle on Capitol Hill tonight over the report on the Russia investigation that determined no deep state, no spying on the Trump campaign. The author of that report, the Inspector General Michael Horowitz, saying the launch of the Russia investigation was in fact justified. But he did acknowledge today that his report does not vindicate anyone. Here's ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas now.
On Capitol Hill today, the Justice Department's Inspector General Michael Horowitz defending his conclusion that the FBI was justified in launching its investigation into Russia and the Trump campaign.
We did not find documentary or testimonial evidence that indicated political bias or improper motivation.
That conclusion now under attack from the Attorney General William Barr himself. Barr also insisting the FBI may have acted in bad faith.
Did you show this report to Attorney General Barr before it was released?
Yeah, as standard process, we provide this to the Attorney General and to the FBI Director.
Did he suggest any changes?
He didn't suggest any changes.
Did Attorney General Barr provide any evidence that caused you to alter this key finding that the FBI investigation had an adequate predicate?
No, we stand by our finding.
President Trump tweeting from the White House, "They spied on my campaign."
And you didn't find a deep state conspiracy against candidate or President Trump?
So, as to the opening, we found no bias, no testimonial documentary evidence on that.
But Horowitz did have tough words for the FBI, saying they made basic, fundamental, and serious errors in the investigation, withholding evidence that could have weakened their case.
You know, I think the activities we found here don't vindicate anybody who touched this.
Okay.
He cited one FBI attorney who altered documents in order to get a surveillance warrant for Trump campaign associate Carter Page.
Is it kind of off the charts bad?
It's pretty bad.
So let's get back to Pierre Thomas with us again tonight from the Justice Department. And Pierre, we know Attorney General Bill Barr not willing to accept the finding that bias was not at the root of this FBI investigation that was launched. But today the Inspector General stood firm on that point.
Horowitz was quite firm, David, saying over and over again that he stands by everything in his report. And he said he did not take the job to be popular, David.
Pierre Thomas with us tonight as well. Thank you, Pierre. We turn now to impeachment. The House Judiciary Committee tonight launching their final debate on articles of impeachment against President Trump. In fact, lawmakers are expected to go late into the night. So let's get right to Capitol Hill tonight. Mary Bruce with us live again. And Mary, timing for folks at home here. The Judiciary Committee expected to vote tomorrow. The full House voting next week on impeachment. And tonight you're learning now new information about the Senate trial that is now a foregone conclusion.
Well, David, we are told that Republicans in the Senate want to move quickly here. They are now eyeing a trial of about just 2 weeks. Now, the president has said he wants Hunter Biden and the whistleblower to testify, but Republicans we've talked with say they don't want to hear from any witnesses at all. The president's allies in the Senate say that impeachment is hurting the country. They say the whole process is a sham, and they simply don't want this to drag on. David.
And Mary, you've also learned tonight that Senate Republicans are hoping for a quick trial when it comes in January after the holidays, and they're now trying to get President Trump on board with this idea?
Well, we know that inside the White House, the president's aides are trying to convince him that a shorter trial is actually better for him politically. Their argument is to get this over with and for the president to focus instead on making his case to the American people ahead of the election. David.
Mary Bruce watching this into the evening. Mary, thank you. And now to that new fury tonight involving disgraced movie producer Harvey Weinstein. Seen hobbling into court today for a hearing in his criminal trial. While separately tonight, there's also word of a $47 million settlement with several other accusers and reports that he will not have to pay for it himself or admit any wrongdoing. Here's Eva Pilgrim.
A frail Harvey Weinstein hobbling into court today, his bail raised to $5 million after prosecutors say he violated his ankle bracelet monitoring rules dozens of times. Just hours later, word of a $47 million settlement with dozens of his accusers. A source briefed on the deal says after attorney fees, about $31 million will be shared among more than 30 women who have accused Weinstein of sexual misconduct ranging from harassment to rape. Weinstein is not required to admit to any wrongdoing, and the money would reportedly be paid by his studio's insurance company, not out of Weinstein's own pocket. The disgraced producer is now preparing for his trial in January on charges of rape and sexual harassment of 2 women. One of them, Mimi Halei, says Weinstein forced himself on her in 2006 when she was working as a production assistant.
Women have the right to say no. A no is a no, regardless of the circumstances. And I told Harvey no.
And the 2 women in the criminal case are not a party to this settlement. Weinstein has pleaded not guilty and has consistently denied any allegations of non-consensual sex with anyone. David, there's still other accusers who are not part of this settlement.
And again, the criminal proceedings continue.
All
right, Eva, thank you. We turn next tonight to the family of the toddler who fell to her death from a cruise ship window right out of the arms of her grandfather. That family has now filed a lawsuit against Royal Caribbean, the little girl's parents saying this all could have been avoided. Here's Victor Oquendo.
Tonight, a heartbroken family is suing Royal Caribbean, saying the company is to blame for the death of their toddler Chloe.
We don't want this to happen to another family. I cannot even put into words what it's like to lose a child, especially in such a horrible way.
In July, the Wiegand family was on board this ship docked in Puerto Rico. Chloe's grandfather, Sam Anello, was with her near a wall of windows and says he picked her up so she could tap on the glass like she used to at her brother's hockey games. But the window was open and Chloe slipped out of his arms and fell.
I sit here broken, and we all sit here broken, but our family is strong, and we will stay strong together.
Anello insisting he thought the window was closed. The Wiegands standing by his side, saying it was Royal Caribbean's fault.
Why were these windows left open? Why is this like this? Immediately, we began asking these questions. They shouldn't have been like that.
The wrongful death suit says Royal Caribbean was negligent and failed to adequately mark the open windows and provide reasonably safe children entertainment areas. The company telling ABC News, "Our hearts go out to the family for their tragic loss," adding, "We have no comment on the civil filing." Chloe's grandfather is fighting a negligent homicide charge in Puerto Rico. He's due back in court next week. David?
Victor Oquendo with us tonight. Thank you, Victor. And we turn now to an ABC News investigation tonight. We have been reporting here on the increasing violence south of the border in Mexico. Several Americans, members of that Mormon family, killed. But tonight, another troubling portrait here. Families in Mexico, parents, mothers looking for their missing children, but getting no help. ABC's Dan Harris and what he found.
Mexico is at war. Violence has reached record levels this year.
Inside that cooler, we're told there is a human head.
Drug cartels waging open gun battles in the streets, killing 9 Americans just last month, mothers and children from a Mormon family living there for decades. By conservative estimates, there are 40,000 missing people in Mexico. Lucy Diaz was leading a comfortable life. That all changed one night in June of 2013.
I know that he was kidnapped, but so far that's all I know.
At the time, her 29-year-old son, Luis, was working as a popular DJ in the city of Veracruz. Last year, a potentially huge break in the case, the police found Luis's motorcycle and the individual who was riding the stolen bike.
Did you bring him in, at least to interrogate him? And they said, not yet.
And do you think it's laziness?
No, I think it's corruption.
Lucy has now organized hundreds of other mothers who are also desperately searching for their children here in Veracruz. Just 10 miles from this dump, over 300 bodies were exhumed at a mass grave.
This is a skill you've developed now, to be able to smell for dead bodies.
Yeah.
But isn't it the job of the police to investigate crimes and find bodies?
It is. But this is Mexico.
Carla Quintana is the national commissioner in charge of searching for the disappeared.
How have we gotten to the point in this country where it's mothers who have to bear the injury of losing their children and then have